This is hands down one of the best films I've seen this year. Welcome to Think About It Reviews, and there is nothing to think about. You need to check out this film. Please check out this film. And the film I'm talking about is Beasts of No Nation. It is directed by Cary Fukunaga. Sorry if I butchered that name a little bit. Just to give you the basis of the plot, it's this. With war approaching their small West African village, the mother, sister, and baby brother of the principal character, Agu, a pre-adolescent boy, leaves for the capital, but Agu and his father, older brother, and grandfather stay behind. All the men in the family I'm not going to spoil that, but Agu is basically put in a situation where there's the rebels, there is the rebel army, and then there's the actual army. And it's just crazy what this character Agu has to be put through. What he gets, his journey from where we see him in the beginning to where he's at the end. So basically, not to spoil it, he ends up being so I want to consider this a spoiler because this is really the plot of the film. Somehow he ends up being with these guerrilla kind of rebels, and now he's fighting the army, or the somewhat rebel army. It's insane, man. It's very, very insane. This is also stars Idris Elba, and Idris Elba has to be hands down my favorite actor. I loved him in anything, actually. I love him in when he was in the Wild Bunch. What's it called? Rock and Rolla. Rock and Roll. I loved him in Rock and Rolla, and from there on, I just saw everything he's in. He's just really, really brilliant. I would have loved to see him as Lex Luthor in the Batman v Superman, but that's not the case. He is really good in this film. Oscar nomination might be in the air for Idris Elba. He is fantastic in this film. But also the lead, Abraham Attah. Sorry if I butchered that last name, as Agu. Because Agu, this film makes it feel like you're just rooting for Agu, or you're saying poor Agu, because Agu is put in these situations. And this is real life, guys. This is what actually, kids become soldiers down over there. They have to kill. It's shocking. It's gory. It's in your face. The situations in this film makes you just cringe a little bit, or a lot. Actually, it makes you cringe a lot. It's a depressing type film, but it's the realness of it. The film makes you feel like you're actually watching something real, and you gotta applaud the performances. You gotta applaud the director. You have to applaud Cary. You gotta applaud him. He just does a fantastic job in this film. The visuals are fantastic as well. The direction is fantastic. Everything about this film. Hell, I'm considering to give this, like, if I had to rate it, a 10 out of 10, because that's how much I really appreciate this film. And I really just overall was mesmerized with this film. It's a little bit long too. But the subject matter, the performances, the visual style of this film, everything just kept me engaged. And the story of Agu really kept me engaged. Of what his transformation for an adolescent boy to becoming a man when he's just a boy, doing things it's war. It's war, and doing things that you never want to see a kid do. But he's put in a situation where he has to do a lot of things, a lot of terrible things, and he gets terrible things done upon him. This film is fantastic. It's on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, you definitely need to check it out. It's just such a great. It's definitely a lot hard to watch. There's a lot of scenes in here that really hit the soul, hit the heart, that says, damn, that's tragic. There's a lot of tragedy in this world. And I think we need to really embrace that. We need to realize that this world is full of tragedy. This world, a lot of things happen to individuals, and it makes you think, like, you got it good. We live in America. We have freedom. We have a lot of things that we could like resources, food, water. I mean, we are really, if you think about it, we're really spoiled. We're really spoiled. We take it for granted. You can't take that for granted. And that's what this film really taught me, is you can't take it for granted, because there's people out there, there's nations out there that are just really in a dire need. They're in dire need of food, water, the living arrangements, the even schooling that Agu goes to. His father is a teacher, and there's one particular scene where he's teaching a class, and their whole classroom is barely holding together. Barely holding together. What's key about this film is the relationships with Agu and his brother, his father, his mother, his baby sister. I mean, it really feels like a real family. I absolutely love the relationship with Agu and his older brother. I mean, of course it's a brother's, sibling. They're brother siblings, so they pull pranks on each other. They get mad at each other. But overall, I thought the older brother was awesome. I mean, he just really cared for Agu. He always told him to keep his head up, and he'd always make him smile and laugh. I mean, I really did love the relationship that Agu had with everybody. And like I said, it just, along the way, the pacing is brilliant. The pacing is really, really good. I think editing wise, it's edited quite well. There's nothing really to fault in this film. Everything just has that fluent movement, because I think it really is because of this journey that we go with Agu. It just makes it seem like it's going really, the flow is just really just not a bump on the road, really. Not a bump on the road. I really feel that this film just benefits for that arc, that journey that Agu goes to. And he befriends a lot of people in this rebel guerrilla kind of army. And one particular friendship that he gets is definitely, there's a kid, Stryker, I believe his name is Stryker, and he doesn't talk, but he doesn't have to talk. The relationship is there with him and Agu and Stryker. It's there. They experience the same situation. They're both boys. They experience the same situations or same scenarios that's happening with them. They dealt with the same things that's happened with them. I mean, they form this like brother type bond, but these are little killers. I mean, Stryker is a killer. He is a killer. And Agu is tested. Agu is very much tested, especially with Idris Elba's character, the commandant, but I call him the commander. He is tested by Idris Elba, and Idris Elba his performance is great. He has this subtle, he's never over the top, he doesn't scream at these kids, he's just really calm, cool, and collected, but you see there's something wrong with this guy. You see the greed that's happening behind the scenes, and then you question, what the hell is this war even about? What was the whole point of this whole thing? The cinematography is really beautiful. Like I said, the visuals are really great. The one visual that really strikes me is when Agu is walking through this maze-like bunker, like this tunnel, and that was really great. And then especially there's this one scene. They use a lot of the flowers or the forest, the surroundings that they have, and these. I don't know if it was editing, but I think it was not, because there are, forests that are red. There's this red backdrop that's really beautifully done and mixes well with the characters and what they're going through. It just has that atmosphere as well. I mean, I can't say enough about this film. This film is fantastic. I think a lot of people, if you want to see something that's in your face, that's real, that happens, and you just want to experience pretty much, it's kind of hard, because I know a lot of people would be really put off by this film, but I think it's a film that needs to be watched, because this is what's happening. It's been happening for years and years and years. Kids putting into the army, having to kill people. But not only that, the wars going on everywhere. It's not just, we live in America, but there's wars out there. There's wars in Africa. There's another film as well that has to deal with armament, and Nicolas Cage is in it, and I believe it was called I can't remember that film. But Nicolas Cage is in it. I thought that film was great as well. But this film really just it's definitely a lot of scenery, a lot of things that happen in this film that really just boggles you down, brings you down. However, you appreciate the fact that you do live in America, and it's violence, it's life, and you have to just really watch it and just experience this film and say, you know what, you just think about it. It just makes me think, like, damn, it makes me talk too. It's like, damn, look at what's going on over there, and look what we're doing here. And you got to appreciate, man, you definitely have a good life if you have a good life compared to a lot of other people out there. And I've always said that in life too, that I am appreciative of my family, of everything that I have, all the material I have, all the food I get, everything, all the love I have. And some of these people don't have a lot of that. They only have really love and family, and they really strive to survive. They have to struggle to survive, and this is what it is. This is a survival type flick, because Agu is put into these trials and tribulations where he has to survive. He has to survive, and then he has to question, what am I surviving for? So I believe this film is just it makes you think, man. It makes you think, and I applaud this film. I applaud the direction it gave. I applaud the director. I applaud the producers who produced this. I applaud the screenwriter, who was Fukunaga. Idris Elba is one of the producers as well. So it's a fantastic film. I can't say no more. I mean, it's really, if you guys want to check it out, you can check it out. It's on Netflix, Beasts of No Nation. So if you have Netflix, check it out. But I do recommend you watch this in the theater. If it's playing in selected theaters. I recommend you watch in the theater. One of the best films I've seen all year. It's up there. It might be in my top 5. It was very impactful. It had a message. It had a struggle. Everything was just fantastic in this film. And honestly, it's hard to watch, but you have to watch it. You just have to see this film, guys. But it's called Think About It Review, so I'm letting you guys think about it. And you're going to go watch a film no matter what I say. It's just my opinion, and that's why I make these reviews, is just based off just my opinion, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on if you've watched it or not. So, like I always say, guys, first of all, please subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Bring a smile to my face. Comment below. Love to hear your guys' thoughts if you've seen this film. I love to hear your input on it. I mean, of course, if you disagree with a lot of things I say, I welcome it. I definitely would respond back. And then if you have more knowledge of the whole situation, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that as well. And also like the video, well, if you like it. And like I always say, guys, grab a tick, grab a seat. I mean, if you have some popcorn, enjoy that damn popcorn. That's some good popcorn to eat, guys. I'll see you at the cinema. Beasts of No Nation, probably top 5 this year. Thank you. Bye.